If Google was honest about the Pixel line of smartphones, what would they say? Hey there, friends on YouTube. My name is Jason, sometimes known as the JTL. This is Painfully Honest Tech. So honest, it hurts. Thank you so much for being here. If you've been here before, then you came back. And that's why I love you. And if you haven't been here before, then where have you been all my life? Thanks for being here. I've got this rant. It's all about the Pixel. Has 3 topics. I'm going to just go through them, and then we're going to see where we end up. And yeah, first of my 3 topics is 1. The Google Pixel line is ugly. It's but ugly. Google was like, hey, what designs do you guys have just laying around on the floor? Yeah, that one over there looks like it's a halfway done design, but we'll take it. We like that little part up there, and then whatever. Look at the HTC U11 and U12. They are the siblings of the Pixel 2 XL and likely the Pixel 3 XL. But one of those phones is really sexy, and one of those phones is not. The best I can come up with, if I wanted to try and find a way to describe the design inspiration of the Pixel line of phones, is like somebody had lying on their desk a half-opened candy bar. And they saw the chocolate coming out of the top, and then they saw like this different texture down below. And they said, oh my God, that's the look of the phone. That's the best I can come up with. At worst, it looks like someone started designing something and then decided to quit about 1/3 of the way through, and that was the phone. Pixel phones are kind of like the phone you bring home to mom and dad. The one that's not going to be too edgy for either of them, and they'll feel like that you're safe in the Pixel's hands. It's just a very parent-friendly smartphone, if you know what I'm saying. It's not very exciting. That's what I'm saying. Now, we're anxiously anticipating the release of, announcement of the Pixel 3 lineup that's coming our way sometime soon. Some people say October 4th is when they're going to be in our hands, but we don't really know. However, what we do know is I thought that Google had a great opportunity this year. They were just going to blow the design out of the water because they already blew the software out of the water. They just were going to go over the top and really make a go of this competition with Apple and Samsung. But unfortunately, that is not the case. The 3XL is going to be a very ugly phone. Let's just get that out of the way. It makes the notch on the iPhone X look elegant and understated by comparison. Really, we've just spent a year complaining about that iPhone X notch and how ugly it was. So how ugly do you have to be to make the ugly thing look better? Riddle me that. Now, let's get on to point number 2. These phones are expensive. I mean, expensive in a way that seems just completely inappropriate for what you're getting in the phone. For some reason, Google decided that it was the right thing to do to treat this donkey of a phone to the pricing of a thoroughbred. And there's just no reason why. Right now, Verizon is selling the 2XL for $850. That's $35 and change a month on contract. Or not on contract, but monthly payments. You know what I mean. The Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus is only $929. So for an extra $80, you get a much nicer design. You get a much more feature-rich phone. You get premium quality for your money. And that ain't what you're getting when you got the Pixel. There is absolutely no way, no reason why the Pixel should be priced anywhere within $300 of those phones. But yet, that's where we are. And Google doesn't even give you headphones in the box to add insult to injury, something that both of its competitors do. Apple offers you the EarPods, and you can say what you want about them, but they're not the worst thing in the world. And Samsung offers you their AKG-tuned headphones, which to my ears actually are a very pleasing sounding earphone. and I enjoy using them in low impact applications. Yes, of course, I hear you out there. You're saying, but what about the Pixel Buds? The $159 Pixel Buds. So you got an $850 phone and then $159 for the Pixel Buds, so you can actually get sound out of the phone into your ears. Let me see. I'm not really very good at math, but I think that means that 850, 159. I think that makes it like $1,010, which is more than what the Galaxy Note 9 is going to cost. The Galaxy Note 9 is going to be so much a better phone than the Pixel I could ever hope to be. I imagine somewhere out there's a warehouse just filled with Pixel Buds. And if you listen very closely, early in the dawn, you can hear them weeping tears of sadness and misery. Or is that just the design team that came up with the Pixel Buds? Now for the last point. Last but not least, point number 3. The Google Pixel line of phones is boring. That's right, boring. It's boring. You're not going to convince me otherwise. For years, I've listened to the MKBHDs of the Techniverse talking about how pure stock Android is, like it was coated with snowflakes imported from the Alps or something. I call, what is it called? BS. If the Pixel phones are supposed to be the showcase phones for stock Android, it's fitting that they're so drab, because so is stock Android. Every time I move to a Pixel from some other device, whether it's an iPhone or a Samsung or an LG or whatever it is, I feel like something's missing. And it takes me a while to realize, like, oh yeah, it's all the features that those other phones offer that stock Android does not. Stock Android is kind of like you went to the Chevy dealer and you bought a base model Malibu, but you paid for the premier level car. I mean, you know what I'm saying? The base level car has no features, and the premier level has all the features. Stock Android is boring, and the Pixel phones do nothing to make it more interesting. When you could get stock Android on a Nexus phone for like $500, maybe $600, that was okay. It felt like you were just kind of testing things out, and you were on the edge of all the new stuff that Google was going to put in there. But now they're asking you to pay upwards of $1,000, $900, $850 for the same vanilla experience. And why is that okay with people? Someone down in the comments, tell me why that's okay. Okay, I'm going to be fair. I'm not going to bash the Pixel line completely. Yes, the Pixel lines do have some good things going for them. The camera in the Pixel 2 and the Pixel 2 XL is probably still pound for pound the best camera you can get on a smartphone right now, even though it's a year old. With what we saw Google showcase with the Google Assistant back a few months ago, calling and, making hair appointments and everything else, it's very impressive. And I'm actually frightened of the Google Assistant now in ways that I never wanted to be frightened of something that was non-corporeal. And, even with the Pixel 2 XL, even like the squeezy to launch the Google Assistant thing was kind of fun. And I used it more than I expected to. But if Google was painfully honest about the Pixel phones, they would tell us what those of us who are enlightened already know. They are ugly, expensive, boring phone. Insultingly boring, to tell you the truth. Insultingly expensive. And just downright ugly. I held out hope. I held out hope that Google was going to somehow pull a rabbit out of a hat or pull their head out of their ASS or something like that. And they were going to really figure it out. They were going to design a phone that deserved the price tag, that deserved the flagship company name that is Google. But instead, what we see in the leaks coming out at this point, I mean, that notch, it seems they decided to double down on ugly instead of going the opposite direction. We'll have to wait and see if expensive and boring are also part of the equation, but I'm going to guess that they probably are, because why wouldn't they be? When it comes to a company like Google, that's so much on the cutting edge with its software, Why in the world, Google, do your phones look like they were designed by some junior high AV club somewhere in the suburbs in California? You can do better. Just be honest with us and admit it. Maybe just be painfully honest. Hey, thanks so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. My name is Jason, sometimes known as the JTL, and that's the truth. This is Painfully Honest Tech. Tech so honest it hurts. And if this hurts you, then let me know about it down in the comments below. Say all your mean and nasty things. I'm waiting for you. Thanks so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. Until the next time, I'm out.